What's going on, folks? Matty Willz checking in one more time as we continue our weekly conversations with the Cuyahoga County Board of Health. We'll be featuring a different guest each week as we talk about, you know what everybody talking about. We talking about COVID-19. Now, the thing never really went away. I know some of us may feel like, with the COVID fatigue and all of that, that it's a wrap, but it's really not. So this week, we'll be speaking with Kelly Williams she's a community outreach liaison, as I get her title right, with the Cuyahoga County Board of Health. We'll be asking her a ton of questions. Viewers, please leave any questions. We'll get to as many of those as we can as well. But I just want to welcome Kelly. How you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
For sure. Thank you for taking some time out of your day and just, helping guide us through this kind of wild time that 2020 has kind of turned into. We know we got the holiday approaching, the first big holiday of the season. A lot of family gatherings are normally what happened at this time of year, but we'll just kind of jump right into it. Now, I did want to we got your title right, Community Outreach Liaison. What exactly does that mean?
Well, that means that I help the community understand what's going on in public health. I am the person that you can get good information from. That's what I do.
That's what we need. That's exactly what we need. Hopefully we can kind of quell some of the fears that people may be having and experiencing during this time. I know it's really weird. So you explained your position. We know last week or the week before, Uncle DeWine, as I like to call him, kind of put some new rules out. What exactly does the stay-at-home advisory mean, and who exactly is exempt from that, if anybody?
Okay, so the stay-at-home advisory means that between the hours of 10 p.m. and 5 a.m., all people that are considered not essential or anyone that's out and about doing business that's not essential, you're not allowed to do that. So if you're going back and forth to work, if you are handling a medical emergency or an emergency of some sort, if you're going to get some food, you are exempt from staying at home. Otherwise, we need you to stay in so we can try to prevent the spread.
Now, I know a lot of folks, when they hear about stay-at-home orders and curfews and whatnot, should people be fearful if they're driving to McDonald's at 11 o'clock at night that they're going to get pulled over?
No, I don't think they need to worry about that. If you're on your way to McDonald's, as long as you are not displaying some sort of questionable behavior. Now, we can go a whole nother place with that, but this is not not the time. But as long as you are just handling your business, you're on your way to go to McDonald's to get your food. If you get stopped, simply tell the police officer that and continue on. But they're not going out of their way looking to stop people. They're not looking for that.
Right. So I don't want nobody to be, extra scared of situations like that. But it is designed to slow the spread of COVID, which is hopefully what we can accomplish that. So we talked about the holidays coming up. Thanksgiving is a big one. That's in a couple of days. I guess my first question about that is celebrating Thanksgiving with your family, is that considered a mass gathering? Is that frowned upon?
Well, it can be. It depends on how many people you have with you. So what they are suggesting this year is that you celebrate Thanksgiving with your immediate family. So if your immediate family is 4 people, celebrate with just them if you can. If your immediate family is 10 people, like mine, then celebrate with your immediate family. If you do end up going to another home to celebrate Thanksgiving, stay and stick close with your immediate family and try to keep a distance of at least 6 feet from other families. Even though you guys are all one big family, try to keep your distance from other people that are not in the same household as you.
So the theme is that I'm hearing is if they're in your immediate circle, your immediate family members, that's okay, but still with some precaution, social distancing and whatnot. Now, do you recommend people wear masks at these Thanksgiving dinners?
That is a great idea. And I'm going to tell you, if you're at a Thanksgiving dinner with lots of people, yes, we do recommend that you have a face covering. That is just the same as if you are out and about shopping or doing some other type of activity when you're in a large group of people. Because see, what's considered a mass gathering is 10 or more. So when you're in any type of mass gathering situation, you are definitely going to want to have your face covered.
Good deal. Now, again, we're speaking with Kelly Williams of the Cuyahoga County Board of Health. We're just talking about, preparing ourselves for the winter season, dealing with COVID. You know, we dealt with it kind of at the tail end of winter last year, but we are full-fledged going into it this year. If you're hosting Thanksgiving, though, what are some more tips that you can give people that are actually hosting or having people actually come to their house?
So that's a great idea. You're first of all going to want to make sure that you do a nice deep cleaning in your own home. Make sure that you've got in your bathroom, for instance, you've got paper towels, things that are disposable. Make sure you have everything available so people aren't touching on the towels. You know, they've got paper towels that they can use, right? Number one. The other thing, when it comes to like food and preparation and the table setup, make sure there's hand sanitizer. Make sure there's plenty of ways for people to have their hands clean. Again, you want to use disposable items. You might even want to consider packaging up already made plates for people. So everybody's not going to the same spoon and going, you know, touching on all of the utensils. If you can have things already prepared for your guests, that would be helpful as far as hosting. Then again, after everybody leaves, you're going to make sure that you clean again because you just had a bunch of people in your house.
Right. And we know y'all family members is clean, but we just want to make sure. And y'all heard Kelly say, she said, go to all your local fast food restaurants and take all their pre-made stuff and set them out at your Thanksgiving. I'm just joking. She didn't say that. So if you're traveling, we all know Thanksgiving is a huge travel day. What kind of tips can you take along, you know, just as you travel so you make sure you're good?
Okay, so if you're traveling in the airport, of course, you're going to want to make sure that you adhere to everything that TSA, all of the safety precautions, face coverings. Make sure that you utilize those hand sanitizer stations. Wash your hands. You're going to want to keep the 6 feet of distance while you're waiting in line to go through TSA. That's what you're going to want to do at the airport. I did see on the news this morning, they talked about car travel is up, vehicle travel is up, skyrocketed. That means people are traveling on these freeways, on these tollways, on these and on the roads. You're going to want to make sure that if you have to stop, that you take precautions. When you go to a rest area, utilize the hand sanitizer stations. Consider washing your hands before you use the restroom and when you come out. Don't touch on things in the little gift shops that they have. You're going to want to make sure that you take those precautions as well. I would even say, even if you're traveling with your own family member, crack a window in that vehicle. Let some fresh air in. Right.
No, I feel you on that. The fresh air, even in the wintertime, I still got little, you know, a couple windows throughout the house, just cracked a little bit. I like fresh air. It just feels cleaner. I don't know. So for those who, you know, are shook on traveling, do you have any alternatives for them to do this holiday season? Is there anything else they can do to kind of feel like they still getting that holiday mode going?
Even, do you mean if they're not traveling like to go out of town, or you just mean around the city?
Well, just if they are too afraid to go to the big family gathering, whether it's in the city or whether it's out of town, regardless. I mean, is there anything, do a virtual Zoom Thanksgiving dinner or what?
Yes. I have been invited to like 4 virtual Zooms. I think it's the greatest idea. So I think that's a great idea. Set up a Zoom or connect with somebody who has set up a Zoom. Everybody get dressed. You think you don't have to get dressed, but yep, you got to get dressed. Go to the table, set your place setting up, and Zoom with those family members. Zoom parties are so much fun. And this Thanksgiving, having a Zoom gathering can be very fun for you and your family members.
Now, I'm going to just throw my nugget out there, too. If you're going to have a Zoom Thanksgiving dinner, I suggest at least get some liquor or some wine or something, because you're going to be sitting there by yourself, virtually with your family, of course. So make sure you have a lot of fun. Now, Black Friday is another kind of thing that is, you know, goes hand in hand with Thanksgiving, right? So Black Friday is this Friday. I have to admit, I haven't seen as many like in-store ads and things like that, but is there anything that you could recommend? Because there are going to be retailers that want to get people to spend money in their store on Black Friday. What suggestions would you have for that?
So I suggest the same thing as we do normally. We suggest that you definitely keep that distance. Keep that 6 foot distance while you're in the stores. Make sure that you have your face covering. And not only do you have your face covering, because I've been in stores where they have them down on their chin. Make sure it is covering your face. Limit what you touch when you are looking at items. I would do that. But if you choose not to go out to a store, virtual shopping is an amazing option right now. And they're calling it, we call it Black Friday, but again, they're offering savings now all throughout the weekend. So I would look into other options. If you don't have to go out, especially with the rise, that would be the most advisable.
Right.
But if you do, make sure you just stay safe. Yeah. Keep hand sanitizer in your purse, in your pockets, in your car. Just a little something to keep your hands together.
Right, Kelly. And again, we're speaking with Kelly Williams of the Cuyahoga County Board of Health. She's the Community Outreach Liaison. We're going to give you the phone number and the website in just a couple of minutes. But I do want to say, one, I've been trying to virtually shop for a PlayStation 5 for 2 weeks, and that just hasn't worked out for me. I'm not sure what's going on with the PS5. But two, Cyber Monday has already been a thing that's been growing. So I think a lot of people should be getting used to shopping online. I don't think that that's as big of an issue as it would have been 10 years ago, I would say. Levon Lee checked in. She said, I received my COVID test result, and thankfully I'm negative. Can I safely gather with my family and friends? That's actually one of our questions. That's a perfect segue there.
So if you are having any type of symptoms, we would say stay home. Do not gather with anybody. If you have any kind of symptom, stay away. Alrighty, that would be the first thing. And then the second thing, here we go again. You want to gather with them virtually. Use your cell phone, FaceTime, Zoom, StreamYard, whatever virtual platform you want to. That would be my option. Stay home. Just because it's negative doesn't mean that you can't develop symptoms and it can become positive at some point.
Right. So then, and we spoke a little bit about this last week. Maybe you can just elaborate a little bit. The difference between isolation and quarantine. What is the difference there?
So an isolation is for a person who has tested positive. We've identified that you've tested positive, and we isolate, or I say we, but it is recommended CDC guidelines that you isolate, stay away from people. It's exactly what it sounds like. You are away from everybody for 10 days from the date of your symptom onset. 10 days. Gotcha. Quarantine is a 14-day stay away period, if you will, for like I said, 14 days. That's for somebody who has been exposed. And it could also be for somebody who tests positive because technically they've been exposed. So a quarantine is generally for somebody who's either been exposed or they just want to take that precaution and just stay away, make sure that they aren't symptomatic or don't become symptomatic, or that they don't spread it to other people. Right.
Again, everything that we talked about today has just been about keeping everybody safe, keeping ourselves as safe as possible, especially, when you talk Thanksgiving and holidays, it's often a lot of older members of the family that we certainly don't want to expose. So we certainly appreciate you taking time out of your day and everybody that you work with having these conversations with us weekly. I apologize. My light just went out. Not sure what that's all about, but I'll check on it in just a second. But I don't want to get you out of here without letting people know how they can reach you all for more information. I know that you guys can provide information as to where they can get free tests in their area. So what is the website and then what is the phone number?
So our website is ccbh.net. And on that website, you're able to get information about COVID, your information about testing, free testing. There's lots of free testing. So go to ccbh.net, or you can also call our phone, which is area code 216-201-2000. And you can mention the word COVID and they will connect you with somebody that can answer your questions. Of course, we're only open during business hours, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30. But the website would be the best way to get the information you need to find anything out about COVID.
So now Walmart's website has been crashing because of the PlayStation 5s, but I'm sure you all's website will be working wonders during this stressful time. Kelly Williams, we appreciate you once again. Our weekly conversation with the Cuyahoga County Board of Health. Kelly Williams, the Community Outreach Liaison. Again, the website is the easiest way, ccbh.net, or if you need to use a phone number, 216-201-2000. Kelly Williams, thank you for joining us, and I hope you have a great holiday, okay?
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.